Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to our newly scheduled weekly episode of the official ARK podcast, here with number 418. My name's Coach MT, and we're here live today with the core team, your wonderful host for tonight, the captain on board the ARK, the one and only Mr. Atlas. Hope you're doing well, sir.
We are doing fantastic, Coach MT. Thank you for the introduction. Welcome, everyone, to the ARK weekly podcast. This is our first, I stand corrected, our second podcast in 2024. Shout out to Coach MT, to Brett, the rest of the team and the community here for the first podcast. I was not present, came in a bit late, caught the tailwind of it and listened to it later. Fantastic work, folks. Today is January 11th, 1/1, Thursday, and this is the year, folks, of the dragon, the Chinese mystical zodiac, the great creature of power, conviction, mystery. This is a very powerful year for ARK. A lot of work has been done, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hours, a lot of passion. It's all brewed up into really a foundation that's been established without any doubt. We've put together a fantastic project that this past year took care of a lot of people. Just yesterday, catching up with some old friends at one of the old DJ lounges of the Whales. Great to hear them.
Of course, yeah.
We took care of a lot of people. A lot of folks made great money here. We stayed true to the roadmap. We stayed true to the rules. We played the game. We told everyone to pay themselves. And we made great sacrifices as a team, making sure that the investors were put first, that the cash outs and payments were for them. And at the same time, we've delivered on that roadmap. We've got fantastic products with our on-ramp or off-ramps. And I've mentioned a few times that we were working on something very, very big. It's been probably about 5 months of discussions, meetings, looking at the opportunities and how we would be able to make what's happening today happen. And boy, are we excited. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently integrating with a massive project that white labeling all of our products. Our fiat on-ramp, our physical card, Sotera, the air card, Euro, USD, as well as our bridge. This project is massive. Over 300,000 active users. Okay, folks? 300,000. We're talking the volume that is going to make heads spin. We're not talking about 3,000, 4,000, 10,000, 30,000, which, believe me, would be amazing. And something to be very proud and very, I believe, motivated, incentivized. But it's well over that, 10 times that, over 300,000. When you do things in the right way, when you build correctly, when you have the right vision, when you do business with the right intentions, people can't fail but to notice, do a double take and say, what's going on over there? What have these folks built? How have they been able to get here? How are they able to sit down with the banks and reach these deals? and create products that are reliable and robust. We've seen stuff come and go, but what we've built has been valued, has been noticed. There's personal relationships that are involved to get us to where we are here, but it's always been personal, folks. I mean, we have given our heart and soul to this project, to this community, what we came here to do. And we knew it was a matter of time, we've told you that, for the volume to set in. We have created a 2-tier system for affiliate programming. And quite frankly, there's just been almost zero interaction from our community. They're not going to do the work. That's just a fact. And that's okay. That doesn't mean we stop. It doesn't mean we give up. It doesn't mean that we pick up our ball and go home. We've always said we're going to see this through. Come hell or high water. We're going to let the women and children off the boat. But we're men. But we have a duty. And we're going to be here. Just the same way the firefighters run into a building. There's a fire. There's children. There's folks inside, elderly. They don't want to do it, but it's their duty. It's their responsibility. And that's the way that we operate here in integrity. Understanding that it's about working not just hard, but working effective and being able to create those relationships, those partnerships. We did a first project 2 weeks ago that we integrated. That was a very small project, but we've been working on the very massive whale project. And we're seeing here in the next couple of weeks, we should be live. We don't kiss and tell. We're not going to tell you who they are. All you need to worry about, all you need to care about is seeing those numbers come on through, seeing those sales popping up, and seeing the volume really start to take off. As time goes by, we'll give you more information, but it is really an honor to have this opportunity and to be able to bring this back to you great folks in our community of investors. We've got the big fish. It's happening right now. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. We know you're very excited with the security products. I mean, sometimes it's hard for us to even get sleep. We're just awed and amazed and motivated by what's being created here on the Ark. The people that are interested, the companies, our trip to Switzerland, the banking, it is even better than in our wildest fantasies, folks. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Brett Nordin, who's going to tell us about the demo today and everything that's been happening on the development side. The man's been working extremely hard through the holidays. Hard to keep up with him, but I think you folks know that. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. That's huge news, huge announcements. And, that paves the way, for the privacy products. We're not there yet. We have to take the baby steps and get there. But as we build the trust and develop that relationship, that can open a huge door for us. So that's really the target. And we've had that in the mind, the back of our mind, as you've been working on this relationship for quite some time. But we still don't have any guarantees that, they'll take everything that we put in front of them. But we're hoping that the job we do, again, impresses them, like we did with the suite of banking products. And we can turn this privacy product into something that has a channel that's large and sizable, outside of, us going out and pounding on doors and getting communities involved and people in the crypto space initially, and then broadening it from there. That's obviously a slower path. So if we can get, bigger groups, and anybody in the community can help bring in these partners, we have the capability of doing these partnerships like we showed, you mentioned with the Alpha 365 team. That was a nice new introduction that we had, and an old friend in the Piston team. They were around since the beginning of ARK. We talked to some other team members, and told them what we were doing, and got some advice from them initially. So it's nice to see that come full circle. So yeah, the door is always wide open. We have the two-tier affiliate program for the Air and the Terra card. And if you do know some lounges, some groups, we are not a a project that turns anyone away. We are very agnostic, and we can work with anyone. And with the right partners, we can really see this thing grow and feed that NFT rewards pool, and really help everybody that's here that's put in that seed capital and is seeing things flourish and grow in front of them. That's the one way that you can help contribute. So yeah, that's great news. Atlas, great work there. By the way, you don't get enough credit for what you're doing behind the scenes. And these are tricky deals to put together. They're not straightforward. Obviously, we're in the crypto space, so it's not always a traditional, business transaction. These are a lot of personal relationships and face-to-face meetings and handshakes and discussions that go on for quite some time until that trust level is built. You've obviously been able to accomplish that, so congratulations. And we're looking forward to building on top of that. So yeah, we had a great demo today. Lots of great progress. We're finishing up all of the Q&A, or sorry, the quality assurance, I should say, QA for the storage product. So that's now in my test bed. I can go in and log in and play around with that, and cite any bugs or issues that I find, feedback to the team. But so far, so good. That thing looks amazing. Now we're pretty well into the email. We have about a week and a half to 2 weeks left of development for the email system. Today we got to see sending and receiving emails, sorting inboxes, mobile view, desktop view, and a lot has been accomplished in the last couple of weeks. So it's looking really nice. A few little adjustments we were making today on the fly, but otherwise it's going to be a nice, really full-featured email solution, which we're hoping will kind of be the backbone to this, that people will be using on a daily basis as they use the privacy apps to navigate the Web3 space, the Web2 space in a much more secure manner. And we are also getting into now the password management system. The front end has been developed to a certain point where we can see some functionality now. And by the end of the month, we will have that one completed, and we're on pace to do that. We've already started our kind of back-end work with the DVPN, the VPN solution. And so we're getting that sort of lined up in the back end, the coding starting, and that one will be completed in about another month. So that's the probably one of the most frequently used, I would say, out of the box solutions. So we're really excited about putting that one together and seeing that function work. Lots of work left to do to finish everything up. We obviously have the calendar after that to kind of finish out the email solution. So it's a full privacy suite with the storage, the email, password management, the VPN, and then also the calendar system. And then obviously the development won't stop after that. We are kind of putting together a roadmap for beyond launch. So we'll have the next kind of components that we're looking to release. At the top of the list will be a contact manager, similar to what you have in your Google, your Outlook, how you manage your contacts. But obviously all of that will be stored decentralized and encrypted, keeping true to the privacy aspects of the product. And then we're also looking at how we make it functional for businesses. So you can have basically an admin account, and then you can have sub-accounts under that if you want to look at like a parent account and a child account and how that gets managed. So you can imagine there's some complexities with that, especially with the zero knowledge involved. So that would be another piece after that. And we're also looking at additional communication platforms, potentially voice, potentially chat. Those would be a little bit further out. So, but things are coming together great. The team's working really well. We obviously had some break there over, we had some devs out, some project managers out over the holidays, which is understandable. But now this last week, everybody's been back in working really hard, and we got to see some of the app in action today. Everything's looking really clean, and couldn't be happier with how it comes together. It's really cool to see something that you kind of have a genesis of an idea for really taking shape and working in front of you, and seeing where the team's taken it, or some ideas that we've had have been incorporated and made it even better and enhanced it even more. So yeah, we're super pumped. and can't wait to get this out in front of more people. But we've got some more building to do. So within the next couple of weeks, we'll have that email solution finished and be really far along with the password manager. So on next Thursday, I'll have some more updates for you. But that's about it for me. So everything's on track, and we are really liking the results so far.
Indeed. Indeed, sir. And I don't know if you folks have been paying attention, but in the last 10 minutes or so, we've had 2 Iridium, $50,000 each, have been minted, folks. That's $100K right here, live. Let's go. Sheesh. The word's getting out. The word is obviously getting out. It's not a secret anymore, folks. We're very, very excited what's happening here, and this is what it takes to be able to bring in these big partnerships, bring the massive volume. That's just going to make heads spin, and start to see that legacy NFT pool, start to print and print and print. And we know a lot of folks that are, well past their 60% return on investment. But the great thing about this is it's a business that scales. It just keeps growing, as well as our security business that's going to be coming in a few months. So we're very excited, and folks, pat yourselves on the back. Thank you for staying true, staying loyal, and really, really having the foresight to understand that this team is built different. We have each our very own backgrounds and talents and success, failures as well that we've learned from, but being able to come together and work for you, to be partners with you here in this project is an honor. It's a great responsibility that we really appreciate. And you've heard from us time and time again that you are the motivation for us. We're going to see all of you great folks get a win, and really bring to the space utilities that are reliable, that they're made to function, to be there 24/7, and to really provide solutions for folks. That's what it's about. Solve problems, give people the tools that they need to be able to operate daily, do the things they have to do, and just have that confidence that it's there, it's built well, it's safe. And if you need at any time any support, we're here. We're here to take care of you. Tech has bugs, tech has, issues, but we've never been hacked. We've never had anything major here. If you look back through this process, since really the beginning of Ark coming together, I believe that we've been able to do things I haven't seen before in the space. The attention to detail, everyone's witnessed. Alex fixed stuff on the fly in 2 seconds. Suggestions coming in from our community, very smooth transitions. We even, moved chains, and it was a very, very smooth process. Very proud of this team. Wow. Great start to the year, my friend. And keep up the great work, Brett. Loving the demo. I was present there today. Alex came on through. Seeing the quality of the work that these ladies and gentlemen, we have actually two female developers on the team. Is that correct, Brett?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
One's a PM, but one helps with user flows and doing the user stories, so that our designer can create all of the UI designs.
Yeah.
So she's kind of part of the dev team, and then we have a project manager who's also female. And both are very strong. The attention to detail, the project management style, and everything meshes really well with ours. They're very flexible, and they bring a lot of great ideas to the table as well, which is kind of something that we weren't 100% sure about in the beginning, but we've kind of instigated that on our end. Like, there's no bad ideas, and if they know something from another app that they've seen or a way or approach to solve a problem, we're very open to those ideas, and we want to, be nimble and innovative at the same time. So it's been a really nice process so far.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful group of folks, and the quality, the speed of the way everything is functioning in that test environment. It's fantastic, and it's really something to for me at least, to take a step back sometimes and understand that this is a very complex system that's being built here. It's not just an encrypted email service. It's not just a decentralized VPN, which on its own is a very ambitious project. It's not just a password manager and storage with zero knowledge. No, it's not just an encrypted zero knowledge storage system for global redundancy. It's all of it put together, and that's complex. But the way that they're chopping it into their own sections and then tying it all in, and it's not just a desktop application, it's also the mobile application. So they show us first desktop, and then they show us the mirror that's happening on the mobile app. So we're having two things really built together and seamlessly, where behind the hood there's so much complexity, and it's great to see these folks being so professional. And we know that we're even pushing their limits, where we're asking them to go out of their comfort zone, to go down rabbit holes. Some of these things they haven't built before. Some of the things they have. So we're presenting a challenge to them, and I think their company, their whole organization is going to be so much better for this opportunity and this collaboration that we have here. It's not cheap, but it's absolutely worth it. We do see very, very clearly, the narratives, and I don't know if you want to touch a bit upon that. The deep end, we've been having some great conversations. You've been down the rabbit hole, bringing me information and showing me really what's happening in the market, not in the degen world, not in the ROI DApp space, and not in the Solana shitcoin space. We're talking here serious companies, serious business, and what's really happening out there. Do you care to touch on that a little bit without giving too much away?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure. So, obviously, we've always had the intent with ArkNet to provide the infrastructure. We weren't 100% sure how we were going to approach it, but I think now we've got a pretty solid plan, and we're working the plan now to create the scope of works and get all of the components that we're envisioning being part of this system. Obviously, there'll be a progression in how we introduce products, roll them out. We know that there's going to be a token component that's sort of the economy that's built on top of the infrastructure. But then the other part that we touched last week, we touched a little bit on it, that there would be an appliance product as well. So there's a lot of opportunities with that. And if you look at what's going on in terms of Web3 and providing infrastructure, whether that's for the VPN, which is basically broadband capabilities, then there's storage as well. So that's the storage side of things. And there's also the compute side, which gets into streaming and gaming and AI. So there's sort of that edge computing world that's going on. So those narratives are very strong, and going into this kind of bull run cycle, you see some of the leading applications and coins that are in the space that are really pumping hard are AI, because we know that's a hot space, not just in terms of investment activity, but also growth opportunity for new startups, new companies, new technologies. So there's those narratives playing very strong on that side. Then there's also the Internet of Things, which is the LoRaWAN. I don't know if you know about, many people have looked into the low frequency wireless networks that are part of the Internet of Things. So there's people tapping and building applications on top of these networks, very similar to what Helium has done. The Helium problem, the HNT token, which was famous during the last bull run cycle. Huge adoption, massive amounts of money flowing into that project. They're coming out with a 5G solution as well. But basically what you can do is tailor these appliances that you would plug into your home network or even at your business to provide these different applications. So it's basically distributed computing. So you have bandwidth through your ISP that you would basically rent out to an application builder like ourselves, looking to run a VPN through that appliance. You would be able to gain rewards from that for being a node operator. On the storage side as well, opening the appliance to being able to provide distributed storage, decentralized storage. Then there's the compute side, so depending on the level of appliance that you have, we could have a very high level microprocessor that could handle distributed compute functions for AI, for gaming, for streaming, things like that. So there's a lot of opportunities to expand this concept and build an economy on top of that with a token that becomes the main source of rewards, but then also payment within that infrastructure. So this whole narrative around decentralized physical infrastructure, that's the DPIN side of things, very hot. I think it's going to be a very big growing one. If you're familiar with Internet Computer, ICP, that's a huge network. It's getting a lot of interest right now. We actually looked at using ICP. It is somewhat centralized that we found out. It's not as advertised, but I don't want to flood that project at all, but we looked at using them potentially to be part of our privacy suite. We didn't go that direction. But there's some others out there, and the hot narratives are AI, gaming, streaming, these things. So that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to leverage what we're building with the privacy products, knowing that we want to have some control and access to our own infrastructure. We're going to be launching and relying on other developed networks that are available, that are fully decentralized out of the box, that have certain performance parameters already set for us, that we can get a working product out into the marketplace, but then slowly over time, we can start to migrate those infrastructure functions that we're using in those other networks over to our own network and potentially even migrating 100%, if that makes sense. But then also having our own infrastructure so people can come and build on top of our network. So it's not just our application with our privacy products, it's others potentially in AI, in gaming, that can come and use and tap into our resources. So a very, very big project. So we're going to take it in chunks. Obviously, the token and initial appliances would be the first targets, the ones that can help support our privacy products, but then slowly roll that out into a much bigger narrative, much bigger story. Once we have the infrastructure in place and we have a network community of people that are willing to plug these devices into their basically their ISPs, whether that's at home or at work, then we have these endpoints and we have community members that are earning and growing and helping support the network. We can introduce higher level products. We can expand from there. We can look into data centers. We can look into other existing computer storage and compute facilities that can basically use our firmware, install that, license it, pay for it, and pay a subscription fee to basically run a node on existing infrastructure. So there's a lot of different ways to monetize this, to grow it, and make it a network that people want to come and build on. So yeah, that's kind of the DPIN concept in a nutshell.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Brett. Great update. I think the format here of the one time per week, Thursdays, 8 p.m. UTC, I believe, what is it, 4 p.m. EST?
2 p.m. EST.
2 p.m. and 8 p.m. UTC. No. Do I have it right? I think it's 6 p.m. UTC.
It should be 7.
7. That's right. I have to check on that because there might have been a shift in the UTC time
Yeah.
in the European. We'll look into that. But yeah, I think it's a great way to come here and bring a lot of updates. And I think we found this format on the 1 time per week to have a lot more substance. I know last week Mr. Z was here in the house, brought the house down with the alpha as he always does. Today he's not here with us. He's at the airport. He won't be around for like another 30, 40 minutes back into his space. So we're going to see him next week, get more of that alpha. And look, if the format is longer, but it's, 1 time per week, why not? We love being here with you guys. We always have. We always will. We're going to thank you all for being here. We're going to do our Q&A as we always like to do here. Make sure that everyone gets their questions answered. So see you all next Thursday. Thank you for coming, joining us here live. If you're listening to us on YouTube, make sure to smash the likes, leave a comment for the algorithm, and do stay tuned. It's just going to get better and better. Happy days ahead, folks. Let's get this crypto.